Hi everybody, and welcome to another of our short, more detailed videos that we're launching through our YouTube channel. Now we've established the core range of product presentations over the last 12 months. So what I want to do today is just talk a little bit more about the Blonde Expert Shade Guide and an overview of some of the intricacies that are sometimes difficult to communicate from a shade chart. So I just want to talk about those things. So first of all, we've got our own completely original shade chart for the Blonde Expert shades. They are in what we call the Colour Lovers shade chart, which is available from your wholesaler. But we also have this kind of standalone shade chart which talks specifically about the 4 areas that the Blonde Expert range covers. Now within the Blonde Expert range we do have lighteners and a clay transformer and 1 or 2 other products. If you want to find out more in detail about the entire range, then if you look for the video entitled Entire Blonde Product Range, and Frankie, one of our technical people, will take you through that in a bit more detail. So here we go, here's the 4 categories. So what we've got first of all is the clearly colour coded, and then that is married with the boxes, so you can quite quickly pick up those shelves from your wholesaler. You know exactly where they are. So what you've got is, first of all, you've got 5 classic high lift shades. So nothing really new to learn with those, other than the fact that this entire range contains what we call bonding technology. So it helps to strengthen the hair and maintain the hair's natural strength, the hair's natural bonds during the colouring process. So the high lift tints, there are 5 of them. What is new about the shades are we've actually moved from a numbering system to including some letters to make things a little easier. So when we're talking about the high lift shades, we're talking about something that's the numbering system actually has a letter now, and it's the letter H. So all the high lift start with the letter H, nice and easy. So there they are at the top. Underneath those we've got the high lift and blend shades, and these are, what we do is we add a plus next to the after the numbers with this particular these particular shades, and the reason for that is because there's actually more pigment found in these shades than in the standard high lift shades. This is all about getting things light, whereas when we're talking about the H plus shades, we're talking about, okay, so somebody's naturally white, so and probably a good candidate for the H plus shades, somebody with a higher percentage of natural white hair. What can happen is if we use a standard high lift shade on them, they can actually appear a little bit too intense. So yes, you get the lift, but maybe if you're using one of the ashen shades, you might have found, particularly around the hairline, any product like that can go a little too light because it's a very light natural base that we're going over the top of. So this is where these come in. They'll give up to 80% white hair coverage for a high lift tint, which I think is absolutely amazing. The high lift tints are a 2-to-1 mix, and the high lift blend shades are a 1-to-1 mix. So that's those shades on that side of the shade chart. And then over on the other side of the shade chart, we've got our toners. Now there are 2 types of toners. You've got your pastel cream toners and also the new pastel gel toners. Now the difference between the 2 is obviously you can see from the shade chart here, they've got different tonal values. In other words, they are different shades. And that's a preference thing as to which particular tone that you're trying to achieve. And the difference between the 2 is that the gel toners are in a gel format when you squeeze it from the tube, and the pastel cream toners are in a cream format. The reason for that is that the pastel toners would be much better for working with foil and when we're applying and doing technical techniques with a brush and bowl. They're going to be perfect for that. Whereas the gel toners are in a gel format, so they're much more of a liquid formula, so they distribute very easily through perhaps a full head application of bleach. So cream toners for techniques, and the gel toners generally for those full head colours where you want distribution of product. And that is the Blonde Expert shade chart, and that is available by just asking your wholesaler.